answers. I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
All right, everyone, the day and the date is right over here for you. Very important video, and I want you to pay very close attention to me. It could be the very most important video that you have ever listened to. A lot of talk for quite some time now about martial law being implemented in this country and in the United Kingdom and around the world. And you being rounded up and put against your will in FEMA camps, internment camps. We're talking about the Patriot Act, where they can detain you, put you in prison without due process, no trial, no jury, no attorney. Now, how close are we to full-blown martial law, especially in this country, the United States of America? We're very close, and let me explain this to you. The world stage has already been set in place for the emergence of this new world order, this new one world government, one world religion. And who is behind all of this? The orchestrator himself, and that is Satan. Soon we are going to see the emergence of the biblical Antichrist on the world stage, but they have to get you prepared. Now, where has everyone's focus been lately? On the threat of asteroids. First it was Comet Elenin. Then, this year, Comet Ison and its maiden journey towards the sun. Comet Ison, labeled I-Sun. And then it made its trip around the perihelion, and then all of a sudden, now we are today in the debris field of Ison. And everywhere you look, all your attention is scanning news articles, headlines, blogs for the next reported fireball, and now the threat of asteroids. You're falling right into the plan of the elite and the evil of this world. But are they ready now for the last card? Are they ready for the last card? There has been an article that has hit mainstream media news, and news stations have covered this as well. But a lot of people are not putting any credence into this whatsoever, kind of just sweeping it under the rug. Oh, it's all part of this to throw you off, the NSA scandal. I'm surprised that those promoting fear propaganda, the money changers right here on YouTube, haven't jumped on this yet. I wonder how long it will be. How many days? I'm not talking about months. How many days until they jump all over this and promote fear and more fear propaganda? I have to wonder, looking at Bible prophecy and reading the scriptures, if those promoting this fear propaganda, the money changers on YouTube, if they haven't themselves become possessed with these seducing spirits. Before I take you to this article, I want to remind you of the words of Carol Rosin, spoken to her by the late scientist Wernher von Braun.
Good morning. My name is Carol Rosin. In 1974, after being a sixth grade school teacher, I was introduced to the late Dr. Wernher von Braun in the U.S., the father of rocketry. In my first meeting with him, during that first 3.5 hours, he said to me, "Carol, you will stop the weaponization of space." And I said, teachers don't stop until June. He said, "No, you have to understand, this is February, and we have to prevent the weaponization of space because there is a lie being told to everyone that the weaponization of space is now first being based upon the evil empire, the Russians. There are many enemies," he said, "against whom we're going to build this space-based weapon system. The first of whom was the Russians, which was existing at that time. Then there would be terrorists. Then
there will be terrorists. Remember the Twin Towers, when the towers came down and they blamed it on terrorists?
There would be third world countries. Now we call them rogue nations or nations of concern. Then there would be asteroids.
Then there would be asteroids, and that's where all your focus and attention is right now. But what is the last card?
And then he would repeat to me over and over, And the last card would be the extraterrestrial threat.
The extraterrestrial threat. I'll be right back. All right, everyone. This article hit mainstream media news headlines, and it did not come from any alternative news sources, any of those conspiracy sites. It comes from Forbes. But you're not putting any credibility in this article. You're kind of just sweeping it under the rug. I want you to hear me out. Let me read this to you for a moment, and let me give you my explanation. Iran says tall, white space aliens control America. Documents leaked by NSA whistleblower Edward Snowden. Right away, well, we're not going to follow. This is just propaganda, mainstream media news. Conclusively prove that the United States has been ruled by a race of tall, white space aliens who also assisted the rise of Nazi Germany in the 1930s. I want you to listen to me very carefully. I want you to do your own research so you can be educated and informed on what did take place. I want you to look up Operation Paperclip. Now, in World War II, we uncovered the United States military that Hitler had vast advancement way beyond our time in modern technology. And the late Wernher von Braun himself was questioned and asked, where did this advancement in technology come from? And what was his answer? The aliens. But are these aliens from another distant galaxy? Or are they demons? We're going to cover this. Let me continue on here for a moment. These revelations about our alien overloads might not cost you any sleep. Well, the part that should concern you a tad is that the UFO story was just published by the Fars news agency, the English language news service of Iran, a nation that may be very close to acquiring nuclear weapons. Disclosure, they're putting it in your face, mainstream media, and you're just sweeping it under the rug. You're not giving it any credibility. Not yet. Not yet, but you will. Let me continue on just a little bit. This being a crazy conspiracy theory, naturally the Russians are behind it. The alleged alien invasion was revealed in an alleged report by Russia's FSB spy agency, which found incontrovertible proof that an alien extraterrestrial intelligence agenda is driving U.S. domestic and international policy, and has been doing so since at least 1945, said the Iranian news service. I'm not going to read this entire article, but we can't neglect the cover-up of what took place back in Roswell, New Mexico. The eyewitness accounts. I did a complete series on that. UFOs, aliens, and fallen angels. Fars apparently got the story from a hardcore site called WhatDoesItMean.com. Here is the gist of the What Does It Mean story, as best I understand it, or as the alien mind control lasers allow me to. All right, don't blow this off yet. Not yet. Snowden, who has been given asylum in Russia, leaked documents that a race of extraterrestrial tall whites arrived on Earth, helped Nazi Germany build a fleet of advanced submarines in the 1930s. Someone did. Somehow they got this technology. Hitler had an operational flying saucer. And then met in 1954 with President Dwight Eisenhower, where the secret regime currently ruling over America was established. I'm trying to get more information from my source on one of these so-called tall whites that resided in the White House, and he never aged, and suddenly he's never heard of again. I'm going to put the link to this below, but there is more to this. It's coming out of Iran, and I think we need to take this very seriously when we're looking at end-time prophecy, the imminent rapture of the church, because when all these people suddenly come up missing, they're going to pull from the last card, and instead of it being a raptor, it's going to be a fake alien invasion. And these people would have been abducted. I want you to listen to me. I want you to hear me out. I just did a video and uploaded it to YouTube, where now they are thinking of bringing back the firing squad. And of course, they're trying to show you that, oh, well, this is for those convicted of murder and capital punishment. Then they're talking about this lethal injection. It's just too torturous, and it took the man in Ohio over 26 minutes to die. So now they want to bring back the firing squad. They're looking at other options that are just too costly, like the gas chamber, and they were looking at the hangman gallows. But I want you to understand, I want you to remember the Noahide laws, written into law by none other than George Bush, where you will be executed by guillotine. Guillotines, eyewitness accounts all over the United States and in these FEMA internment camps. We are very close, I believe. 2014 is going to be a year like no other year. Don't sweep this under the rug when we're talking about them pulling now the last card. These are not, these tall whites, the grays, the reptilians are not extraterrestrial aliens from a galaxy far away. They're demonic. They're interdimensional beings, demons. And believe me, they're real. Leave me comments, everyone.